I'm just going to say welcome back to Cooking with Johnny Mac. We got T-Money in the house. We got a good show tonight. This one's probably our most complex show. We're doing Ossobuco. And for people out there who don't know what Ossobuco is, Ossobuco means holes in bones. And it dates back to the Lombardy region in Italy since the 1800s. So, I mean, this has been around a long time. We're going to get into some of the facts of Ossobuco, and we're going to get into the snobby waiters that serve it. And, one thing that goes well with Ossobuco is carrots. And my boy Rocco's here. Right, Rock? Come on, get the carrot, Rock. Now, get the carrot. And there he goes. Off with the carrot. Excited to make this dish for you. I did want to plug Catelli Brothers, and I wanted to thank Lou for sending this down. Actually, he's our first sponsor. He sent down these beautiful Ossobucos. These are hind shank, and that's what you want to use. You don't want to use the foreshank. The foreshank is the front part of the animal, and there's not a lot of meat on there. So we always want to go hind shank. So when you go to these restaurants, it's like they always have it on gnocchi, which I don't understand. That's like putting wheels on the meat. I mean, that shit slides off the plate and you got an Ossobuco on your lap on date night. That's ridiculous. That's why I'm gonna do risotto tonight, which I was really thinking about doing something else, but I'm going traditional. I'm going saffron risotto, but I'm not a big celery guy. So I'm doing mirepoix without the celery. I'm gonna use some fresh sage because Timmy knows. Timmy's an earth kind of guy. Native Americans, they like this in fire. They like this on fire and they breathe it in. It frees the spirits. It clears your mind. This is a Zen herb. So I put in 1 big onion, a garlic clove, a half a carrot, and some beautiful sage. Some onions, carrots, some tomatoes, a couple of garlic cloves. Buongiorno or buonasera. I used to work with these guys. They can't be more annoying. You know when you're going to get banged over the head in an Italian restaurant? Is when they offer you the free limoncello. And they come over with the ladle that's been used for tomato sauce an hour before. Senora, you want some limoncello? No, I don't want limoncello. I'm good. No, I don't want it. All right? When you're working on a budget, I had like $85 in my pocket, and you're sweating it out. If the girl orders something big, what are you going to do? Hey, listen, you can't have the monkfish. You got to have the flounder. Cryovac in any meat to me is the way to go. And folks at home, if you're using Fresh Direct like I am, pay the extra 50 cents and have them cryovac your meat. Ossobuco and gnocchi. Can you read a cookbook, man? Remember, we want to salt and pepper both sides. Now you see how the shank runs, right? As they go down the leg, they get smaller. So ideally, you want center cut. You want 2 or 3 center cuts, which cost more money. So if you ever go to a restaurant and you get a small Ossobuco, you know why. All right, so we're gonna dredge this with a little flour. Okay, and here we go, man. You want to shake it out a little bit. All right, so we're going to let that sear for a couple of minutes on each side. By the way, I just cleaned my stove, so I'm not happy right now with this. We're going to get a nice sear in the pan, but be careful with that. This is like when mineral water first came out. Why is it always gnocchi with these guys? They're fucking ridiculous. Gnocchi. You're gnocchi. And again, I want to thank Lou from Catelli Brothers. Folks at home, that's what you want. You see that? That's a beautiful sear right now. Tim, I got to tell you, this Ossobuco looks insane. As you can see these beautiful sears on here. You don't want the front shank, foreshank it's called. Not the foreskin, but the foreshank. Okay? You want a little control. You know what? I'm going to transfer all of that stuff, the braising liquid, into my casserole. And it's going to be nice. So I'm going to cook this veg down for a couple of minutes. After I get a nice sauce, I'm going to strain it, and I'm going to reduce it down a little bit. One thing I do want to plug is this company here, More Than Gourmet. It's a classic French demi glace. Not my #1 choice, but I got to tell you, for just flavoring and adding it to soups, it's a real dense demi glaze, and you could get this on Amazon, and I recommend it because people will never know why your food's so good. This is why, because I got to tell you, Who the hell's gonna roast veal bones in their house for 16 hours and then strain it out and probably get burnt, and then you gotta reduce that down, and it's a big mess. So buy the demi glaze already done. You can buy other brands too. So this is gonna be part of my sauce, and this is gonna really fortify the sauce. That's right, fortify. Culinary word, look it up. Used 1 big onion, a half a carrot. I got about 5 leaves of sage in there. This is gonna feed 2 people. So I'm gonna add a little tomato, because I told you I always love adding tomato to my braised food. And just sit tight, let this cook down a little bit. No, but I'm saying, what's in glucagon? Is that edible, or you think I shouldn't do it? Piccolo Venezia. Here we are in its glory. Piccolo Venezia has always had the intimidating waiters, but they're definitely an Ossobuco place, and over 30 years at least. I guess considered old school now. He's been here over 20 years. Rocco's a great chef, and he's a force with Ossobucos, man. This is an Ossobuco machine in this place. He's selling them every day. Veal Ossobuco. The sauce came out nice. It's not, got the sage in there. There's a lot of shit going on in there. Very nice. And we're straining it. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, that's ready to go. But risotto's very thirsty rice, so you want to watch it, add a little bit, and you always want a little liquid at the end, to make almost like a sauce consistency with the risotto, and plus it's very starchy. And then you add a little butter at the end, and some cheese or truffle oil, whatever you do with it. But for this case, creamy. Well, number one, in restaurants, they cheat now. They don't make it à la minute. À la minute in French means to order, right? So there's another new word, à la minute. I'm not going to make it so soupy because I want to, I have a lot of sauce with the Ossobuco, so I'm going to let that ride in there. I just add a little stock at a time. You want to just keep feeding it a little at a time. About a cup of chicken broth. Ciao tutti, let's go. Let's get something other than gnocchi. Let's read some books, fellas, okay? I probably won't add any more stock because this is almost done. It's probably a 13, 14-minute cooking time. We're gonna eat the marrow tonight, right? That's something you don't see anymore. We're gonna do it right tonight. We're gonna have the cocktail fork in the bone, which you don't see anymore either. Guys, in the Italian restaurants, let's go, man. Pick up your game. You order the Ossobuco, you're like a bigwig, I say, hey, I'll have the Ossobuco, and they're like, wow, how does this American kid know Ossobuco? The gnocchi's the wheels. 2.5 pound Ossobucos. I always like seasonal cooking. I always like braising food in the winter months. Not the dirty limoncello we talked about. Or should I bring it back? Because I'll bring it back. And I'm going to tell you, that's ready to go. Johnny Mac Quick Sauce. I should jar that. And that's what it's called, Johnny Mac Quick Sauce. I would go to these Italian restaurants, and I knew about Ossobuco because I went to the Culinary Institute. They would embarrass you if you didn't know how to order on the menu, which, you'd be nervous. It's like, and that's gremolata. Screw that. It's really chopped parsley, and it's some lemon zest, and you could put a little garlic in there if you want, and I am going to put a little bit. We once told you that's more expensive than cocaine. When you're young, you're on a budget, man. I was on an allowance. Who knows? I don't even remember. And sage is to free the spirits. Remember that, all right? American natives.
Ciao amore, saluti, auguri, andiamo a prendere la vera italiana.
You gotta leave it in. Put the lemon in it. Put this past the colors. This was a winner, man. Not bad. Really smooth.
Insieme, brasiliani, italiani, auguri!
Capiche? Back after this. I love saying back after this. I say it to people in the street. I say back after this. They go, what? Back after this. Alex, if you're out there, we're really sorry. And we love you.